So yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I checked these bees. This is the hive where I thought that I accidentally killed my queen, and in fact that does seem to be the case. But I came out and checked them yesterday, and I saw that there are 3 separate frames with queen cells on them, that the population of this little nuke seems to be strong enough, despite the fact that it's a fairly small hive, seems to be strong enough that I can separate those queen cells and use them for some splits. Now they'll be quite small splits, they'll need some help to get up to strength, but I've seen hives come further with less than what these will have, so I'm going to give it a try. So what I'm going to do, I've got a couple of little 3-frame nukes that are even smaller than this 5-frame nuke. And so what I'm going to do is each of the frames that has a queen cell, one of them will be left in this box, and the other 2 will be put in my little 3-frame nukes. And then as far as positioning, I'm going to slide this box this way. I'm making note of exactly where that entrance is, and my intent will be to put these 2 3-frame nukes such that their entrances they'll be like an inch higher, probably. They should be very, very close to where that hive is. And so what that's going to do is that the returning forager bees, instead of finding this home, they'll find these small nukes as the home that they return to. There's one. And there's the other. So now I'm going to make sure the openings are both where I want them to be. I want the openings to be fairly small. You can see already these bees, they're going, something doesn't look the same as when I left. There's a little bit of honeybee confusion, but hopefully that won't last long, and they'll decide on either this entrance or that entrance, or maybe they'll go a little further and go back to where they started out. Now I pre-populated these nukes with the frames that I'm going to need to use, and 2 of them, I'll just show you what I've put in here. 2 of them are, well, one of them in each one is drawn out. So this one is going to be an empty frame. It's going to go back in this box to replace the frames that I'm donating to this one. The second one is a frame from another colony. It is largely pretty clean. There'll be a little bit of cleanup that they'll do, but the bees will be able to do that. And so there will be one frame that I take out of the 5-framer that has brood and queen cells, and then this one that's not yet drawn out, and this one that is drawn out but empty. So the frame that I donate here will have some brood and some workers, and they'll also get some of the returning foragers. The same will be true of the second nuke, and the existing hive, the 5-frame nuke, will get the remaining frames, all the population that stays on those frames, all the population that stays in the box, and of course, because it will have some brood in it as well, some of that brood will be hatching fairly quickly, or emerging, or eclosing, to use the technical term. And so they should be fine as well. So now I need to remove one more frame from this other box. And those two will be to replace the ones here. Now yesterday I found that the queen cells were on frame 2, frame 3, frame 4. So I'm just going to slide frame 5 to the back of the hive. And we're not going to bother it at all. And this hive will keep all of those workers. And then the strongest looking queen cells were on frame 4, and there were 2 of them. I'm going to leave them with this hive as well, so I'm just going to slide them back and leave them in place. Frame 3 was one of the ones that was going to work well to donate to another colony. So let me show you what we've got here. Now we're depending on this frame to provide enough nurse bees to be able to tend the colony when the mated queen comes. And so some of these will still be alive. We've got this little strip of brood, this strip of brood. There are the queen cells. Hopefully I'm getting all of this in. Queen cells, brood, brood. Let's see what's on the other side. And now they know I'm here. And some other brood. Not copious amounts, but for a small colony guarding a small nuke, I think that will be plenty. So now I'm going to go place this. I want to see how much room those queen cells have. All right, they're not going to get, I think I'm going to put them in towards the interior of the colony. And these bees do not like me opening up this hive in this weather. But there we go. All right. And that colony should be good to go. I'm going to smoke a little bit, see if I can settle down this hustle and bustle around me. See if I can get these bees off the frame. I think that reduced the activity a little bit, and I probably really don't care too much because they're not getting through this bee suit. At least none of them have so far. All right, so the second frame is configured the same. Our second nuke is configured the same. We've got a frame that was previously used. We have a frame that is not yet drawn out. I'm going to remove that just for a little extra space for the time being. And then I'm going to move frame 2. Just take a look at it. And this one is even better situated for future nurse bees than the first. See, we've got some drones, they won't help us, but the worker bees there, the worker brood, that will be producing nurse bees by the time the queens hatch out. Good population here, and I want to make sure that I spot the queen cell that I saw yesterday, and right now I'm not seeing it. I believe there was only one here. Okay, maybe I'm just making one split, because I do not see, I don't see another queen cell. I thought I did yesterday. Sometimes bees will start something like that and then they'll tear it down if something's going wrong. really all I'm seeing here are workers and drones. See if I can make them move a little bit. Yeah. Whatever I thought I saw, I don't see today. Alright, so I'm going to put this one back. It's not going to help me at all. Alright, so I'm going to check. I know I removed one frame for some extra space yesterday, and it's possible that I mixed them up as I reinserted. I don't think that happened. I'm just going to check this frame. Yeah, there's nothing on it. Or at least no queen cells, what I mean. Okay, I'm going to lift out the one where I saw queen cells here, just to make sure that they're still in good shape before I move things. I see one. And two, both in good shape, both looking good. This one stays with this colony. And then, just for good measure, I'm going to make sure that there's not a queen cell on this one. If there is, I'll use it, but I don't expect that there is. Just drones there. Just drones there. Okay, so we've done all we can do. We'll have one split. Alright, so let me get them to clear out from the top so I can push the frames back together. Now it turns out that I only had to remove one frame, so I only need to add back one frame instead of the two that I was prepared to replace. I'm going to put this one back. That will be an empty frame for them to start drawing out. Alright. Put these other spare frames back in this nook that's going to go unused, at least for now. Alright, and then we'll put the lid back on. And hopefully, in a short time, we will have two colonies where there was one. Alright, now these bees, this cover fits on tightly, and if they're sitting on the top, they don't have any way to get down into the hive. So I'm going to smoke them off and then put the cover on. This one has a tight fit. There it goes. All right. So now I'm looking at the entrance and observing that in that first nuke, we do have bees coming in and out. I'm going to open it up just to, oh. All right, so here I'm going to need to tighten the screw that holds this because it wants to swing on me. And now that should hold it tight. Alright, so I'm seeing activity on both of the colonies. I don't think I'm getting a lot of beneficial drift. It looks like the foragers are finding their original entrance even though it's been moved slightly. But that's okay. I think we've got enough population in the new nuke that they'll be fine. All right, so stay tuned, like, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, and I guess that's all. And notify. Select notifications to follow my progress here.